concept by Aburi Restaurants is now open in Austin's East Village. And joining us now are the chef and manager of Tora, Kazuki Uchigoshi and Dario Montoya. Yo, good morning.
Good morning.
Lovely to have you both here. I'm going to ask you about Tora, Dario, but first I'm going to let Chef get started. Chef, what are you making for us today?
Today, our signature is the Aburi salmon oshi. I'm going to try to make here.
Okay, so the Aburi salmon oshi sushi,
yes.
which actually, Dario, means pressed.
Correct.
Right?
Pressed.
Okay, so we're gonna watch Chef's magical hands do some work over here. Even looks like we've got a little torch going on. Okay, what are you putting down first, Chef?
This is salmon from Japan.
Okay, from Japan.
Yeah.
And that's actually where this concept originated, right? Not only that, but we've got some Canadian ties as well. However, this is the first location of Tora here in the United States.
That is
Dario.
correct.
Is that
yeah,
right?
yeah, that's absolutely correct. Yeah, so the Aburi concept, the Aburi restaurant group, originated out of Japan and have a couple of locations also in Canada. And then we decided to take it to the United States and right here in the heart of Austin, Texas.
Love it. And we even brought you down to Austin.
Correct, yeah.
We stole you from Denver in order to get you here.
Yeah.
The pressing is really cool to watch. Oh my goodness. I can see how, like, is this how Spam musubi is maybe also made? Like how it's pressed the same way? I could see that being the case. And then we're wiping with a little soy sauce maybe?
Yep,
Yep,
Nikiri
this
soy
is going
sauce.
to be Nikiri soy sauce.
Yeah.
Oh, what makes that different?
It's a little bit of a sweeter soy sauce.
Okay, all right. And then, of course, Chef has got like proportions down like nobody's business. The fact that he's able to make 6 perfectly sliced
Lots of practice.
oshi sushi. Yeah, I think he probably knows how to do it pretty quickly as well.
This one.
And then what's
That's good.
this?
So this is going to be our house-made sauce. It's our miku sauce.
It's kind of secret sauce.
Yeah,
Secret.
secret sauce. Yeah.
Oh, I
Secret sauce,
see.
yeah, secret
You
sauce.
can't share it with me. I'm gonna guess that there's some Kewpie mayonnaise in there, but that's just me. He was saying maybe yes,
No.
maybe no. No, okay. I just thought I'd throw it out there to see if I could get you to admit to anything. But it's looking really beautiful, and we're gonna let him get on with it. So, Tora, talk to us a little bit about the restaurant concept itself.
Got it. So yeah, so our whole concept is aburi means flame seared. So a majority of the dishes that we have on our menu are going to be flame seared to help preserve the delicacy of the fish, but bring out the flavors and the umami of the flavors as well.
Oh,
No,
okay.
I'm doing
And
it.
that's why we have the blowtorch. Fire in the studio. Yeah. Okay, here we go. So, Chef Kazuki,
Yep.
what is the flame torch touching?
This one?
Yes.
It's a charcoal. It's coming to a
charcoal.
smoky flavor.
Uh-huh. And it gives it such a beautiful, it's like toasting it like a marshmallow, y'all.
Yeah. It's melting in your mouth.
Yep. And you can start to smell those aromas that are coming out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I still tell people I'm sad that we don't have smell-o-vision yet, because in the studio here we get to have a lot of really wonderful things. Gosh, that looks absolutely gorgeous, Chef. And, you know, people at home can't quite smell it, but maybe you can see how delicious it looks, which is absolutely wonderful. And then what are we putting on top?
So that's going to be black pepper, crushed black pepper.
Okay, all right. Oh, and we've got to do a little spice on top.
Yeah, a
of
little
it.
bit of spice, a little gentle serrano on top just to give it that extra kick. Not too crazy, but just to help balance out all of the flavors and make them work well together.
Well, and I can see that the seeds are still in, so you guys mean it when you say a little bit of kick. So we'll let Chef get to plating there. And so talk to me about what's on your menu, some of your signature dishes.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you take a look here in front of us, we have our oshi sushi. Oshi means pressed. So on our left here, we have our maguro. Maguro is going to be tuna.
Okay.
With that miku sauce and flame seared on top. In the middle is my personal favorite. That's our hotate, our scallop oshi sushi.
Ooh.
A little bit of scallop miku on top and a little bit of truffle sauce. Very delicious. And then this one is going to be our vegetable oshi.
I'm glad that you have included a vegetable
Yes.
oshi, because for the vegetarians of the world walking into a sushi restaurant, you don't always have a ton of options, so that's great. Let's work our way from the back now to the front. This looks like it's just beautiful raw fish.
Yep, correct. So this is going to be our sashimi. We have our maguro, our tuna sashimi as well, and then our salmon those are both from Japan. We source our fish from Japan.
Wow, that's incredible. And some shrimp additions as well?
Correct. Ebi. Ebi is shrimp in Japanese. So
You've learned some Japanese along the way.
a little bit.
How good is he, Kazuki? No.
Very good.
Oh, he's okay. He's okay. All right. Okay, so we're talking shrimp, and what's on top of these?
So that's going to be the miku sauce as well, our special sauce, flame torched again, bring out that umami flavor.
I'm going to get a hold of that secret recipe, y'all. You're not going to leave here before I get it. Okay, and then I see salmon roe maybe on this
correct.
next.
So these are the aburi take on a traditional California roll, and then we also have a spicy salmon roll as well.
Lovely. And then these beautiful pieces of fish down here in front.
So this one up here, this is going to be tako. Tako is octopus in Japanese, a little bit of ikura, which is salmon roe.
Very confusing for Texans. Taco does not mean taco.
Not tacos. Yeah, it's spelled with a K.
Okay, and then how about the other one?
This is going to be our madai carpaccio. Madai is Japanese butterfish.
Okay, ooh, Japanese butterfish. That makes it sound like the flavor would be really mild and delicious. Okay,
Correct,
sounds
yes.
good to me. How did this concept come to be?
Yeah, so our co-founder and CEO, Seigo Nakamura, he actually took over his father's sushi restaurant in Japan when he was 20 years old. And he thought to himself, how can I bring the tradition of Japanese cuisine globally and to incorporate more flavors and keep the authenticity of Japanese cuisine, but how do I say, just advance it. Mm-hmm. And so
it was the father's idea, the son taking it to the next level.
Yep. Thus, the aburi, the flame-seared technique, was born.
Ah, okay.
Correct.
I know that you guys have other concepts through aburi. You've got fine dining concepts, really. Kazuki, you were able off camera to just list them off for me. Can you give me a couple?
We have in Canada, we have a Miku restaurant and the Minami restaurant. Also Hana, now innovated, but before the Michelin restaurant also.
A Michelin starred restaurant.
Yeah.
Love to hear that. Always nice to have a little feather in the cap.
Yeah. And also we have a aburi market, something you said in some Japanese fish or some Japanese ingredients.
Oh, that's cool.
Too.
A market, that's amazing. Okay, so can people make reservations now at Tora, and where are y'all located?
So we don't take reservations. We do, however, have a wait list. So if you go onto our Google page, you'll be able to see if our wait list is active. If it's not active, that means we have open availability. If our wait list is active, we suggest that you put yourself on that wait list. That way you don't have to wait outside of the restaurant for however long our wait list is.
Okay, because it's really good food and there might be a bit of a wait.
Yeah.
Kazuki is saying like, yep, that's the real thing. All right, gentlemen, we really appreciate your time today. Thank you so much and welcome to Austin.
Thank you so much.
We appreciate it. For more information, visit aburitora.us.com or follow them on social media at aburitora.austin. The following portion of Studio 512 is sponsored by The Bugmaster. As the weather cools down, we are not the only ones seeking warmth. Rodents start looking for cozy spaces too. Dauphin Ewert, CEO of The Bugmaster, joins us with smart tips to keep them out of your home. Okay, why is winter the most important season, Dauphin, for winter prevention?
We see a lot more problems pop up in the winter, but I think it's commonly because it's a time when we get into spaces that we wouldn't normally get into. You get into your attic, you get into your storage rooms, you kind of go through areas of your house that you're not normally in, and it's when you're noticing problems. I mean, we do see some moving indoors as the weather changes, looking for shelter, looking for warmth, things like that. But a lot of times those were pre-existing things.
Oh, okay, all right. It means we need to be vigilant. All right, what areas of home are most vulnerable in the wintertime?
Yeah, it's an interesting question. And the way I think of it is, what areas do we most commonly see problems? So attics are a really common area that we see activity. Not all homes in Texas have this, but some homes have crawl spaces. You might see activity there. And then the other places that probably wouldn't be a surprise to anybody would be places where you have stuff that they'd want to eat. So your kitchen's really common. One thing that a lot of people don't necessarily think about, but it's a big deal, is pet food, right? So if you're leaving pet food on a back porch in inaccessible areas, that's also the exact type of food that these kind of animals like.
Any winter-specific steps homeowners should take now to help prevent rodents, just in case there isn't an issue yet?
So we always recommend just paying attention to some of those habits, right? So if you know that you're leaving food out, if you can limit the amount of that kind of stuff that you're leaving out, whether it's pet food, if you can, feed a pet and then take it up, or pay attention to your trash areas, make sure those bags are sealed and they're in a closed container. Any of those things can kind of help you a little bit.
So how does a professional approach differ from, for example, what a homeowner can achieve themselves?
Yeah, so, a lot of the things they're really small details. And as a professional, we're really trained to look at the home in that way. We kind of notice what the highways are and what the entryways are. And we have a good sense of how to seal it up and make sure that those are addressed before you have them being used.
Which homeowners are not used to, but the professionals are.
We are, yeah.
Dauphin, thank you.
Of course, thank you.
To start a quote with a quick response time, go to thebugmaster.com or call the number on your screen. The preceding portion of Studio 512 was sponsored by the Bugmaster. Welcome back, y'all. A local luxury furniture rental company has a really cool tradition of offering free weddings on Valentine's Day to Austin couples. Rhoda is the founder of Loot, and she's here to talk about this annual event. And past married couple coming up on their third anniversary here, Jenna and Danny, are here to discuss their experience. Welcome to all. Good morning.
Good morning.
Lovely to have you. And Rhoda, I don't think that necessarily people would think, okay, luxury furniture, free weddings. So why don't you first tell me a little bit about Loot?
So Loot is a luxury furniture provider for events. And so we help outfit events with lounges, dining tables, dining chairs, all the things that help make the environment foundation really welcoming for all the guests.
And you have some really cool stuff.
Thank you.
Funky, cool, traditional, modern, a mix of a lot of things. And you are the one who comes into the space, right? And kind of helps decipher what it needs to be.
Well, we work with a large group of event planners who come in and they go through our curated collections to decide what works for their clients.
Got it.
Yeah.
And you're gearing up right now for South by Southwest.
Oh, yes.
Lots of panels and things to outfit.
Yes.
So let's talk about your free love event, because that's going to happen first. It's on Saturday.
Yes.
How did you come up with this idea?
Oh, years and years ago, I remember seeing a mass wedding happening on one of a news program kind of like this. And it just kind of stuck with me. And so when we opened up Loot, I wanted to have a way that we can give back to the community that supported us so much. And so this is the concept that we came up with. It's not cheap to host a wedding or to have a wedding. It takes a lot of resources and time.
And money.
And money being one of those resources. And with Pinterest being so popular now, everyone wants to have the most beautiful thing, but maybe the budget doesn't line up. So this is our way to be able to create that for couples who want to get hitched quickly and have a beautiful concept and then go about their day.
An intimate ceremony, and you provide everything that they need to enjoy it. You provide the backdrop, the photographer, all of the bits and pieces.
The music, the florals, the planner. All you have to do is just show up.
And that makes it really easy. So Jenna and Danny, coming to you too. First of all, can you tell me a little bit about how you met, your love story?
Yeah, well, we met online, but we were both full-time single parents, and so that makes dating a little logistically challenging. But we also had a ton in common because of that, and then fell in love, and our kids are fast brothers, and we knew we wanted to get married. We ended up having a little one come on the way, so we were just planning to go to the courthouse before she was born.
And then you found this
Yes.
instead. Was it you who applied?
It was both of us, yeah.
She found it online on Instagram and entered the love story, and you don't think much of it. You're just kind of like, well, let's just put it in. Who knows what could happen? And little did we know, like 8 days later, we'd be having like the best day of our lives. So
my
yeah, it was
goodness.
great.
That's absolutely terrific. It kind of gives me goosebumps.
I just got goosebumps too. Yeah.
Well, I do want to ask Rhoda, because they're a perfect example of a very happy couple who got to experience things. What is it like for a couple on the day of? I should also say I've been to one of these events because my good friend Erin got married during a loot-free wedding, and it was fantastic. We just showed up, had a great time, and that was it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what's it like? Actually, I have been a bride. To be honest, my husband surprised me in one of the slots one year, so I do know what it's like. We renewed our vows. But for other people, we just make it as simple as possible. Just show up. They bring just a few guests with them. We sit the guests, and they kind of usher everyone through the whole situation, and the rest, kind of speaks for itself. We've had some great stories that have come out of it. People who have blended families, people who have been together for a very long time but just never have been able to slow down to tie the knot, and lots of vow renewals. So there's a lot of good stories that come out of these situations.
And I will say I ate the best cake still that I've eaten in my entire life at the event. So
good.
you guys know how to pick your partners, which is really amazing. So Jenna and Danny, maybe Danny, we'll start with you. Tell us some of your memories of the day.
I remember not knowing what to expect, honestly, just showing up and really just being like, I wonder what this is going to be like. Because I think we had picked some colors and done some kind of preliminary stuff, but when we showed up, it was just beyond anything we could have ever imagined. It was everything was perfect. The way the chairs were set up, just the way the little reception area in the back was set up, everything was beautiful. We got to invite a lot of good family members. We had about 25 people, right?
Yeah.
So we had to kind of be a little bit selective on who came, but we just picked our closest family, friends, things like that. So having all them there on such short notice was pretty amazing. So,
and means so much that every single person who was there really meant something to you. Jenna, do you want to add to that?
Well, I mean, just, as everyone's kind of mentioned, it is over the top. Better than anything we could have planned on our own, that's for sure. But every one of the vendors and Loot's coordination of it all just makes you feel so fantastic. From the entertainment to obviously the decor, flowers, photography, videography, our song that was sung by a musician as I walked down the aisle. I still got like a father-daughter dance. Like it was incredible.
Everything you could ask for, and for free, which is amazing. Applications closed for this year, but people can apply?
Yeah, definitely come to our website or our Instagram at Loot Rentals, and we start opening up applications again in the new year, so just keep an eye out for that.
Okay, all right. You've missed it for this year, folks, but stay up to date with them on Instagram because you're going to see some really cool weddings in the next week. It's awesome. Thank you so much, and y'all, congratulations on your third-year anniversary.
Thank you so much.
Okay, good vibes delivered, everybody. Learn more at lootrentals.com. The following portion of Studio 512 is sponsored by KIPP Texas Public Schools. The KIPP Texas Student Lottery is coming up. Eliana Rios, Senior Director of Student Recruitment, is here to tell us more about what makes KIPP Texas so special. So, Eliana, first question, tell us about KIPP Texas Public Schools.
Absolutely. So KIPP Texas is a free charter open enrollment school. We are a network of 45 schools serving 32,000 students pre-K to 12th grade. And also we have schools across KIPP Texas. Here in Austin specifically, we have 5 schools.
What makes KIPP Texas different than maybe other public schools?
Yeah, that is a very good question. I have 3 top things on the top of my mind. The first one, it is that at KIPP, we do have experience. So KIPP has served Texas for over 30 years. And we have demonstrated through our schools the impact of a high quality education has on improving high school graduation rates, college admission rates, but ultimately the positive impact in our communities. in KIPP Texas, we see our students as a whole person. So we do understand that academics is really important, is essential, but also we recognize as well that the emotional well-being of our students is going to support the student success. Last but not least, we offer free transportation, free healthy breakfast and lunch for all our students, no exceptions. We have an array of extracurricular activities, athletics, and much more.
And tell me about your 2025 results, because you guys are doing well.
Yes, very, very well. We are really proud of our students. We have a 99% high school graduation rate. And also we are working really, really hard to have and to deliver a strong academic program in all our schools.
So tell me, how can a child become a KIPP student?
Sure, so our lottery is around the corner, and any student can apply to be a KIPP student. In order to get enrolled, so families must submit an application. That is our process. At the deadline is January 26th. And the lottery is going to happen on Monday, February 2nd of this year, the 2026. If the families are deciding to submit the application post-lottery or post the deadline, it's okay. We continue accepting applications. However, they will be placed on our wait list. The order that they are going to get is based on when we are receiving them. Visit our website, kipptexas.org.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
Eliana,
Okay,
thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Learn more and apply for the lottery today at kipptexas.org. The preceding portion of Studio 512 was sponsored by KIPP Texas Public Schools.
Two-time Survivor player Stephen Fishback has released his debut novel, Escape, taking you into the reality TV world set on a remote island with twists and turns along the way. Fishback joins me now. Hi, how are you?
I'm incredibly excited and honored to be here, and just like thrilled to be, chatting about this, which I've been working on for years and years, and now is a giant graphic behind me, which is, can't believe it.
Well, I'm honored to have you here. We've met virtually a few times, but it's nice to finally meet in person. So, Fishback, just tell me a little bit about Escape and maybe how this idea came to be.
Yeah, I mean, I've always wanted to be a writer, and oddly, even though I had been on reality television twice, I never somehow put it together. I want to be a writer, and I've been on reality TV, write about reality TV. I'd always imagined myself writing sort of a book about a guy working in New York media, which is what I was. And of course, we've seen that book a lot. And at some point, I realized, as I was telling a very boring, stale story, I actually have a really interesting story to tell, having experienced reality television from a contestant's perspective, having worked on the network side, and then also having worked with producers, I felt like, I could actually tell a unique story that we haven't really seen before. And I kind of set out and was just, and I love books set in the jungle, and so I was like, why don't I write one?
Yeah. Why do you feel like it was important for you to write a book?
I'm someone who loves literature, and I love to read, and so being able to contribute to the world in that way, I guess, to the genre in that way.
Yeah.
But in terms of reality television, I wanted to tell a story that I didn't think people knew. I think we have, as a culture, have this view of reality TV as this sort of ridiculous, disposable medium, and it is that, but it's also come to really define our culture and our politics in a lot of ways. And so I thought, why don't I kind of try to get inside the actual people and sort of show the world, maybe, show whoever, whatever small portion of the world is reading this, what it's really like to be a contestant on one of these shows, what it's really like to be a producer, how those experiences interrelate.
Okay, and so kind of to expand on that a little bit here, what's maybe the impact that reality TV in general has had on you? Obviously, you've competed on Survivor twice. You're a fan of other reality TV programming. Kind of walk me through that a little bit.
I mean, I think that's an incredibly fun part of my life.
Yeah.
It's been a fun game to play, obviously very grueling too. I mean, there's a famous quote from Survivor legend Keith, Survivor ain't fun, going on a cruise is fun.
Yeah.
But there is a real joy to it. And I think that sort of exposing me to that. The other thing too is it's really broadened my perspective of the world. I think we all kind of live in our little bubbles, certainly I did. And I got to meet people who were just wildly different from me, in their personalities, in their expectations from their lives. And that's been really rich for my fiction too, kind of getting to learn about characters who are so truly different and sometimes very insane, but overall just kind of being exposed to the breadth of the human experience.
Yeah. And much like you, I love the just kind of complexity and layeredness of reality TV and what it brings us. I really get drawn into that world. But you know, there's a lot of naysayers out there about the whole reality TV thing, and they think a lot of it's, you know, garbage TV, if you will. So what would you say to those people who maybe would be hesitant about checking out your book, given kind of the content of it?
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly the sort of preconception that I'm kind of working against, you know, is that there is this sort of perception of the format as being garbage TV. But the people are going, you know, and they're not just reality TV fame. You know, they're people who are looking for a real experience, a real confrontation with the wilderness. They're looking to find themselves. You know, I feel like so many people in our society today, like, really are searching for meaning. Yeah. And it's kind of funny and interesting to, like, go on a reality television show looking for meaning. But a lot of people do, and I think that, like, that is some of the tension I was trying to explore, is like how these people are entering into this environment with, like, real big hopes for their lives and, like, searching for, like, what it's all about for them and who they really are. And yet they're also competing in a ridiculous challenge where they're on a hamster wheel. Yeah,
and that's an interesting thing you bring up there, because, you know, even in the last few seasons, we've seen a lot of people go out there to find healing in a lot of ways, and therapy, and there is a big storytelling piece to it all. So I think that's really fascinating. Now, obviously, we have to chat about Survivor 50. So what are just kind of your maybe initial preseason thoughts? We're about a month away from the premiere.
I mean, I'm just excited. I think it's going to be so fun to see all these contestants from these, like, really different eras. You know, you have Jenna Lewis, who was on the first season, and you have a bunch of contestants, you know, Savannah and Rizzo, who are on the most recent season. I have some, like, real life friends going out there to play: Rick Devens, Christian Hubicki, Emily Flippin, and of course, I was on a season with Coach Wade, one of the most sort of over-the-top characters Survivor's ever seen. So I'm really excited to see what he brings. I mean, for those who know and love him, you know, he's someone who would put feathers in his hair and, you know, quote all these obscure literary references, and he called himself the Dragon Slayer. So I feel like we're going to get a lot of dragon slaying this season.
Well, and of course you can't forget the iconic scene of him. What did you guys call it, Exile Island or whatever, on your season, where he's, like, out there doing all his very, like, spiritual kind of movements and yoga. It was very interesting. He's a very interesting character. So, okay, I know you have friends involved in this season, and obviously you've kept up with the show, but anyone you maybe think has the best shot of winning, or someone you would like to see win the whole thing?
I mean, I kind of want to see Dee win the whole thing. I mean, obviously I want a real life friend to win, because I love them and I embrace them. But as a fan, I think it would be really fun to see Dee win. She played such a dominant game in her first season, 45. Yes. All those 40s blend together. And it would just be, like, so fun to see her kind of rock it again this time out. I mean, seeing someone like Suri, who's an icon of the show and has come so close so many times, I'd love to see her win as well. And there's also just kind of like the chaos version where Q wins. You know, he plays
the Q skirt.
Yeah, exactly.
Pure chaos. Yeah, no, I love that. Okay, so also, I know that you've told me in the past, maybe not so much interest in returning to play Survivor again, but could fans ever expect to see you on a different show, maybe like The Traitors or something to that magnitude?
Listen, if The Traitors called, I'd go in a heartbeat. You know, living in a Scottish castle for a week instead of starving in the Brazilian Highlands for a month is a lot more appealing. But I think they've got a lot of skinny nerds that they're going to call before me.
Hey, I think you'd be great on it. And NBC, if you're watching this, Peacock, you need to hire him out. Bring Fish back on The Traitors. We'd love to see him. Okay, if people want a copy of your book, Escape, how can they do that?
I mean, they can certainly just walk into their local bookstores. They can go to any of the online retailers, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Books A Million. And they can go to my website, stephenfishback.com, which I've squatted on all the various misspellings of that, so there's really no way to get it wrong. But truly, like, just walk into your local bookstore, and hopefully it'll be prominently displayed, and if it's not, you know, demand that it be prominently displayed.
I love that. Well, Stephen, thank you so much for joining me here. Get a copy of Stephen Fishback's debut novel, Escape, and of course, check out Survivor Season 50, kicking off at the end of February. Prepare to be taken back into the high-impact, thrilling world of Prime Video's Cross with the return of Season 2. And joining me now is one of the stars of the show, Isaiah Mustafa. Good morning, Isaiah. How are you?
I'm doing well. Good morning, Blake.
I'm so excited to learn more about Season 2, but let's go back in time just for a brief moment here. So if someone has not seen Season 1 of Cross, kind of just catch them up very briefly on what we missed and maybe where we left off.
Well, the good thing is that they're completely separate. So if you've never seen Season 1, first of all, go see Season 1, but you could watch Season 2 and have it be its own thing. Season 1 is a wild ride, and you're finding out like little tidbits of information about the serial killer, and Alex is on the hunt, and you're getting into Alex's life and how troubled it is, and then it all culminates in this like grand finale. Don't want to spoil it for people who haven't seen it, but season 2 is a little bit different. Alex is pulled off in a different direction, starts working with the FBI a little bit, and his buddy John Sampson, who I play, you get into his life a little bit more. You get this deeper dive into who he is, and he needs a little help from his friends, but Alex is gone, so that might strain that relationship a little bit. All in all, what I'm trying to tell the fans is tune in.
Yeah.
Dig in.
Tune in for sure. When I watched the season 2 trailer last night, and like my jaw was just on the floor. I'm like, this looks like some good TV. Now, as you just mentioned, Isaiah, you play Detective John Sampson. So what do you respect most about him as a character, and what have you learned from him?
The cool thing about John is that he's got his partner's back, and that's what you want. And I mean, definitely as a detective, but in life in general, you want to know somebody's got your back. And that's the thing. John keeps Alex honest no matter what. He tells him the truth. He's going to make sure that he is the best version of him that he's dealing with. So, I mean, if you have somebody like that in your life, it's just really helpful.
Yeah, and I want to expand on that a little bit here for just another second and ask you, what's it like stepping into the world of being Alex Cross's right-hand man and solving crime? Because you guys really work in tandem in season 1, and it looks like in season 2 as well.
Yeah, what's great, what you just hit upon, which is a great question, is that they really have this brotherhood that you kind of can feel like on screen. It's just is really like, I mean, it's the show's love affair. Like these two African American men who like truly love each other, and they want the best for each other. You don't really get that on screen that often. So that's something that we really wanted to make sure that the audience sees, and they understand that like these two guys are just, they're tight. They have each other's back, and they're going to be honest with each other even when they have to have those hard conversations. They're going to keep it honest.
Yeah, I love that. Well, and I love seeing like just a strong male friendship, especially displayed on screen. I think that's really important in today's kind of society. Now, as a lot of people know, Cross is based off varying James Patterson novels. And so I'm curious from your perspective, is there any pressure associated with taking on characters originally created by James Patterson?
Oh man, Blake, another great question. Yes, there's definitely a little pressure, because you want the fans to, love your version of what they've been reading for this, for however many years. You want them to love it as much as they love the book. So you really want to respect what, the source material, and come at it from a place of like, listen, it's my job to tell this story in a visual medium for the fans. But I want to give it to them as best I can so that they can be like, yeah, that's what, I never knew that's what he looked like, or I never knew that's how, this particular thing was, but that's what, that's kind of what I imagine. Yeah, great question, Blake.
That's interesting you say that too, because my wife's a big reader, and she always says that with movie adaptations, it's like we have someone in mind of what we think they look like when we're reading it, and to get to see it on screen is pretty special. Now, Isaiah, are we hoping for another season? Can we expect more seasons? Do we know yet? Where do we stand on that?
I think, with all the book fans, the TV fans, the movie fans, everybody wants more Alex Cross. So we would love to have another season. We haven't heard anything as of yet, but we're definitely looking forward to hearing some news. Hopefully it's good news.
Yeah, I love that. Well, Isaiah, thank you so much for your time this morning. Season 2 of Cross is streaming now on Prime Video. Check it out and go back and watch season 1 as well.
The following portion of Studio 512 is sponsored by Austin Face and Body. Joining us today is oculoplastic surgeon Dr. Sean Paul and plastic surgeon Dr. Chris Schneider from Austin Face and Body. They're sharing the latest on quantum RF treatments for skin tightening and face and body contouring. And so, Dr. Paul, we're going to come to you first. Quantum RF, what is it, and what does it do for the face and the body?
Thanks for having us. Yeah, Quantum RF is basically the newest, most innovative technology for skin tightening, and it's typically done as an adjunct to surgery or as a standalone treatment. Options we have are deep plain face and neck lifting, and then for patients that aren't quite ready for something as big as a full surgical procedure, Quantum RF and other technologies like Quantum RF in the same family, such as FaceTite or FaceTite Turbo, that's what we use to basically contour that skin.
Dr. Schneider, let's talk about what distinguishes Quantum RF from traditional liposuction or other body contouring procedures.
Yeah, we're super excited to be able to offer Quantum RF in our practice now. It's part of the newest platform called Ignite RF from InMode. And so Quantum RF is different from liposuction because liposuction just removes that stubborn subcutaneous fat. It does nothing to tighten the skin. Quantum RF uses bipolar radio frequency to tighten the skin. And it may not replace some of those bigger excisional procedures like a tummy tuck, but it's a great option for patients where liposuction is not going to be enough to tighten the skin, and we can use that as an adjunct.
Good to know. Okay, what areas of the body can be treated with Quantum RF?
Great question. So they have two platforms, one specifically for the face and one for the body. So face, neck, jowls, the submentum, which is that stubborn area right under the chin, and then really any part on the body. We can get some incredibly impressive results for body contouring on the abdomen. A couple of my favorite places to use them, though, are the upper arms and the inner thighs, very stubborn areas where skin laxity is a major problem.
And speaking of skin laxity,
yes,
with the popularity of GLP-1s out there on the market, I know that people are losing weight, and that's maybe an exciting thing, something that they've looked forward to for a very long time, but especially losing weight pretty quickly can lead to some of that skin laxity, right?
Absolutely. I mean, with sort of this newfound thought of taking back health and wellness, GLP-1s being at the center of that, we are seeing weight come off very quickly, which leads to skin laxity problems. So I think it's super important for patients to get in with a board-certified plastic surgeon to evaluate them anatomically to see if these procedures are right for them.
How can people arrange a consultation, get in touch with y'all?
Patients most commonly find us on social media, on Instagram at Austin Face and Body, and then our website is austinfaceandbody.com.
Sounds good to me. Doctors, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Learn more at austinfaceandbody.com. The preceding portion of Studio 512 was sponsored by Austin Face and Body.
Content segments during Studio 512 were paid for by The Bugmaster, Kip Austin.